Hey internet friends, welcome to 50 Acres in a Cabin. This channel is about, spoiler alert, 50 acres and a cabin. If you're into this sort of thing, please like, subscribe, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments section. Thanks. So in this video, we insulate my roof from the outside, doing what's called wrap and strap, and then we start to put on the metal roof. The first 2/3 of the video is just mostly time lapse of that happening, and then right at the end I'll talk about some of the challenges and some of the things I did wrong and some of the things that I would suggest you do if you ever do this. It's a beautiful day, and what I'm going to be working on for the next couple trips is insulating my roof and then getting it ready for the metal roof that's going to go on it. And so what I'm going to be doing, when you do a timber frame roof, you know, the timbers, they're not just structural, they're also really beautiful, and you don't want to just put your insulation inside your rafters like you would normally do, because you cover up that really nice looking wood. So what you do is you put your insulation on top, and if you're, you know, professional builder or something, you probably use structurally insulated panels, or you know, you get a crane and you have really big panels that you use as insulation on top of your roof. But for me, being a DIYer in the middle of the woods up a big hill, I'm going to be doing what's called wrap and strap. And so basically you build a big crib for your panels and you layer them on top of each other until you get your desired thickness, and then you put strapping on top, up and down, and that creates your venting air channels, so that when the sun hits your roof, it doesn't heat up whatever's below it. You can get a little air in there, and that's especially important for being off-grid, because heating is easy but cooling is not so easy. So we have to be as smart as we can about our design. And then so once you've got those up and down channels, you put side to side channels or strapping, and then you can fasten your metal roof. I think some metal roof you have to resheath completely. What I'm using, you can put it on strapping. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Okay, so that crib is done, and what's going on there is the cribbing's built up 6 inches all the way around, and then there's one strap across that's pretty close to the bottom. That's going to just hold the insulation from sliding down when I'm putting it in, and it's lined up with the top plate so that I don't waste insulation. And then that other one across was just a walker for me to stand on while I was working. So I'm done for the day, man. That heat, it's not even that hot. It's 70 degrees, but when you're in the sun all day, it takes it out of you. So I'm tired. I think I'm gonna read a book, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So now we got the crib for the main section on the back done, and I'm gonna start working on the little bedroom off the side. Is it real bad? Should I go over it again?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Better?
Much better.
Big shout out to my neighbor and one of the nicest, most kind-hearted person that I know. Thank you, Kim. I couldn't do this without you. I really appreciate all your help. There's $2,300 worth of insulation. You might be a redneck if you drive like 3 hours like this. So I was really fortunate to have my dad come and help me for 2 days, and that really meant a lot to me. We were putting up this strapping and we started to run out of strapping, so we had to cut down a couple of the leftover 1x10s that I had, and my dad showed me this cool way of doing things called the parallelogram method if you want to divide a board into 3 equal sections.
We are dividing this board into 3 equal pieces. We're going to rip it into 3 equal pieces of strapping. So it would be too much to calculate. The board is 9 5/16. Do you know what that translates into divided by 3? Well, I certainly don't, but I know that 12 is every 4 inches. That's why we're using the parallelogram technique. Amen.
Okay, so some of the lessons learned. First of all, I think I made the thickness a little too thick. I have about R40 in there, and for the size of the cabin, 400 square feet, I kind of wish that I had done less, because I think the way that it's built up with that kind of crib box on the top, it's about, once you add the strapping, it's about 8.5, 9 inches thick, and I just think it looks bad. I'm the type of person that prefers form over function, so I'd rather actually have it look good and maybe have a little bit less insulation. The other thing I learned, I was worried about the thickness of the steel. I considered upgrading. I bought the cheapest that they sell, 28 gauge, and I was worried it was going to be wavy. Turns out it's not. It's really solid. It's really heavy. When it went on there, if you've ever done a roof and you've used the wrong kind of flashing around a chimney, you can see it look wavy and kind of bad. There was nothing like that with this metal. I mean, it was good. It was quality stuff. The other thing I learned as I was working and researching, I really wanted the look of Galvalume, and I kind of assumed that it would be a what they call a cool roof, and it turns out it's only about 50% reflective on a scale of reflectivity, which I have no idea what that means, and it also holds heat a little bit longer and doesn't quite release it as fast as as a white roof or some of the other colors that have Energy Star ratings. So that if that's something that's important to you, and it actually is important to me, so I'm kind of bummed, you might want to make sure that you get a color that reflects heat well and releases it well. The roof pitch, it wasn't, a lot of people say to build with a shallow roof because it's an issue, and I'm actually scared of heights, but I didn't find it a problem at all. I've got a 12-12 pitch, and as long as you have strapping or you put up nailers to walk on, it's not that bad. I didn't think this was much of an issue at all, and I'm scared of heights. That first step off the ladder is kind of scary, but as you work, you just get more comfortable. So I didn't think that was a big deal. My tape, there was some kind of coating on my panels, on my insulation panels, and it was hit or miss whether the tape would stick. And this really bums me out because I wanted to build as airtight of an envelope as I can, and it was just random whether the tape would stick. I had two different kinds. I had 3M builder's tape, and then I also had an aluminum foil tape that was specifically meant for insulation panels, and I think somehow in shipping or in the manufacturing process, some of these panels just got something on it and I couldn't do anything to get the tape to stick. So it's those panels, you know, they're staggered and they're probably 75% taped, which is a real bummer. I mean, I wish it had stuck everywhere. And then finally, they gave me what looked like two different kinds of hip and ridge metal, and I was looking at this stuff and I was like, they gave me all this hip and ridge and I don't have nearly enough drip edge. Well, I had never done a metal roof. I just went in there, I gave them a drawing of my roof, and I said, hey, just give me everything I need. I've never done this before, you know, just do it up. And so I had two things that looked like hip and ridge, and it turns out, you know, one of them looked like it was didn't have enough bend in it, and one of them looked like it had too much bend. Well, the one that has a 90 is actually kind of your drip edge for the sides of your roof, and then the drip edge is for just the front, the bottom part of your roof. So the corners stuff on the sides are bigger, and then the drip edge is a little smaller, and then the one that doesn't look like it has quite enough bend in it is actually the ridge cap. So I had no idea, and so I put some drip edge on the sides, and now I don't have enough drip edge, so I'll have to order a couple more pieces and drive like an hour to get it. So there you go. I hope this helps, and again, if you like this, please like and subscribe.